Hey folks, welcome you all to a new video. This is CA Ganesh Bharadwaj. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the exam preparation strategy for paper 8A financial management, which is the last paper in your CA intermediate November 2023 exams. So I'm recording this video on the 15th of November 2023. And I'm expecting to release this video by the time you guys come out of your paper 7, which is EIS-SM paper, so that for the next 1.5 days you can use this as a guidance video to go about with your preparation. So before we get into this video, I want to share one very important message with you all. Now, as you can see, I am not recording this video from my studio, but right now I'm recording this video from my hospital room. Now, so what happened? Nothing alarming, nothing major. Look, guys, there is a flu, that is a virus that is being widespread these days. It's a common viral fever with which I got admitted here, but it has drained my energy completely that I even fainted a couple of times. So the reason why I am sharing this with you all is, please take real good care of your health. Whether you have exams now, you don't have exams now, that's least of the concerns. Please take really good care, because I was recording and I was like teaching and I was doing all my work, and all of a sudden I just felt really tired and I fainted. So I wanted to share this with you all for a simple reason that, look, this can happen to anyone. So please take extra care, stay hydrated, drink plenty of water and fluids, eat a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. Especially when you're having exams, you should be extra careful. It's not related to exams. For everyone, health is the number one priority. So please take really good care of your health. Now the climate is also not up to the mark. Generally this time during November, December is when many people fall ill because of the mosquito breeding time and all that, the climate change and all that. Fine. So please take really good care of yourself. So that is one small thing, message that I wanted to share with you all before we get started with this particular video. Now let's get into the video right now. So since I don't have a OneNote to annotate and show you all these things, so I'm just going to explain things orally. So, and let me keep this video as short as possible, so that you are also running on an exam time right now. So I'm not going to take much of your time. So this video, similar to the video that I made for costing, so this video is going to be classified into 3 parts. The first part of this video is about the exam question paper pattern. Then the second part of the video is about the strategy to score 60 plus, wherein I will be sharing with you some important chapters, how to manage your time and all that. And then finally, I'm also going to talk about your mental preparation, which is of topmost priority, right? So now let's get started. Now, with respect to the exam question paper pattern, so paper 8, it carries 100 marks, as you all know. In that, paper 8A is your financial management, that carries 60 marks, right? That is under the current syllabus for the November 2023 exams. Now, out of this 60 marks, now your exam paper for financial management gets printed for 70 marks in total. That is by way of 6 questions. Question number 1 has 4 questions, each carrying 5 marks each. So 4 into 5 makes question number 1 20. And this question number 1 is a compulsory question. You cannot leave this question in choice. Then you have question number 2, 3, 4, and 5. These 4 questions are practical questions, and each of these questions generally carries 10 marks each. There will be a single question carrying 10 mark each. That's how, till in the past trend, that's how it is happening. So 2 to 5, these 4 questions carry 10 mark each. So 20 plus 40 gives you how much? 60. And finally, you have question number 6. In this part A, financial management, you have question number 6. And this question number 6 is a pure theory question, which again has a 3 subdivision. So 4 marks plus 4 marks plus 1 2-mark question. So this is how it is going to be. This is how your exam paper is going to be. So overall, if you see, So there are 6 questions in the financial management segment. Question number one, 20 marks, and the remaining 5 questions, each carrying 10 marks. So 20 plus 50 gives you 70 marks. And out of this 70 marks, you are supposed to write for 60 marks. So question number one is compulsory. Between question two to question number six, between these 4 questions, between these 5 questions, you need to write only 4. Right? So this is about your exam paper pattern. Now, moving to the next part of the segment, which is the strategy to score 60 plus. Now, guys, something similar to what I shared in the costing strategy. Now, our CA exams are like a war. And for you to handle any war, you need to have a defense and an attack strategy. So, what do you mean by a defense and attack? Let's say you take any big war, like whatever we can relate. Let's say even this movie called Bahubali. If you see every soldier, he will be having a sword and he will be having a shield, right? The sword is for attacking the person, attacking the opponent, and the shield is to protect him from the opponent. Or in other words, the shield acts as a defense and the sword acts as an attack strategy, right? You need both. Similarly, if you look at a game of cricket, fine. In fact, today we have India New Zealand semi-finals. That's for the entire world except CA students, right? So even in any game, if you take any sport, even in a game of cricket, if a particular player, let's say Sachin Tendulkar, scored about 95, 96 runs, he will play very slowly. He will defend his wicket. He will protect his wicket, try to cross that 100 mark. The moment he crosses the 100 mark, automatically a tremendous amount of confidence will be generated, and now he will get into the attack mode. He will swing the bat. Like, even if he loses a wicket, it's not a problem because right now he's crossed his century. Similarly, for you, that century marks is that scoring 40 marks. The first 40 marks for your for CA exams, the first 40 marks are going to be your defense. So when you're going to score the first 40 marks, be really careful about the choice of questions that you initially pick, because you need to give a very good first impression to the examiner. Once you cross the 40 marks, tremendous amount of confidence will be generated and you can proceed forward. And just score the next 20 marks. And once you score the next 20 marks, you are sorted because you scored an exemption. You need not touch this paper again in your lifetime. And then once you cross 60 marks, now whatever you get is a bonus. Have this strategy always. Now, in our subject, financial management, there are a few important chapters. So there are totally 10 chapters. Out of this, a few chapters are really important. Now I'm going to tell you what those important chapters are. The first one is cost of capital, then leverages, and then capital structure decisions. These 3 chapters, what are the 3 chapters? Cost of capital, leverages, and capital structure. These 3 chapters generally get tested for 10 marks each, or in other words, the 3 chapters put together gets tested for about 30 marks, 25 to 30 marks every attempt. Right? Now, apart from this, you have this chapter called as investment decisions, right? That is your capital budgeting. Every attempt, that chapter gets tested for 10 to 15 marks, right? At times, I have even seen a question paper with 20 marks of questions relating to your capital structure, investment decisions, your NPV, IRR, and all that, right? So investment decisions, that is again a very important chapter. And finally, your working capital management. Every attempt, that chapter also comes for about 10 marks. So you just imagine 5 chapters: cost of capital, leverages, your capital structure decisions, investment decisions, and your working capital management. These 5 chapters contribute to approximately 50 out of the 70 marks component in FM itself. Are you clear with this? So now you tell me, now if you focus first on these 4 to 5 chapters initially, now there is no way you can fail. Forget about passing and all. Now you ask me how to pass, I don't know. But you ask me how not to fail, I can tell you that. And you focus on that, automatically you will pass. Correct? So how not to fail, just focus on these 5 chapters first. Right now you have an exam day after tomorrow. Start focusing on these 4 chapters, right? These 5 chapters that I just told you. Now what happens, automatically your defense is taken care of. Now I'm not even entering into economics for finance, right? I'm not even entering into that. I'm just talking about the 60 mark component that you have for FM. In that itself, I'm giving you a strategy. If you take care of these 5 chapters, now out of the 60 marks, so the FM paper gets printed for 70. Out of this, you need to write 60. Out of this, it's easy for you to score 40, isn't it? Can't you score 40 marks? Just these 5 chapters and 40 marks is sorted for you. So the moment you do that, tremendous confidence will be generated. And once you get this kind of confidence, then you can do the remaining paper and you can easily clear off. Who knows, you can even easily score an exemption or even an 80 plus. And I'm telling you, that is 100% possible, right? Fine. Now, let me move to the time management part. Now, as we all know, we have 180 minutes in our exam, 2 to 5, that is excluding your reading time. So for the time that you have to write your exam paper, you have 180 minutes, right? Let's remove the 10 minutes from it, because you will be asked to sign your exam paper, and you will be asked to have this barcode stickers and all of that. So you remove the 10 minutes, so you've got about 170 minutes with you right now. And in this 170 minutes, you are supposed to write 100 marks, which means on an average, you are allowed for about 1.7 minutes per mark. Or in other words, for the 60 mark component of financial management, you can take a maximum of 102 minutes. And when I say 102 minutes, to put it in terms of hours, it's going to be 1 hours and 42 minutes precisely. So let's say you're starting with FM. Then if you're starting it at 2, max by 3:42, or let's round it off to 3:45, max by 3:45, you must be able to finish off the entire FM part and go to your economics. Clear with this? So if you're starting economics first, then accordingly you can calculate 1 hours and 42 minutes. This is the maximum time that you can allot for yourself for this particular segment of 60 mark segment of your financial management. Are you clear with this? Plan your time in such a way. Suppose if a particular questions take extra time, for example, there are questions in incremental net present value in your investment decisions. It might be time consuming. No problem. If it takes some extra time for you, now make sure that the extra time that you have taken here should be offset in another question that is slightly less lengthier. Are you clear with this? So in terms of complexities, generally what students say in financial management is that the paper generally is not lengthy, but generally the paper can get tricky. That's what is there in financial management. Whereas in costing, the paper can be both lengthy as well as tricky. But generally in FM, the paper is not generally lengthy, but it can definitely get tricky. So for you to be able to tackle this, focus on all the concepts that I have told you. And in fact, for these 5 chapters, I've made a separate marathon video. You can even do the revision along with that. It can give you a lot of insights, right? So that's about the time management part. And coming to the theory portion, now, I told you that question number 6 in your financial management is a theory question, which has 3 subdivisions, 4 plus 4 plus 2, right? So should I write a theory question or not? Please be prepared for a theory question, because when it comes to preparation, don't omit theory and go to the exam hall. So read the theory portion, be prepared for it. In the exam hall, you decide whether or not you want to write this theory question based on how well you are able to answer the remaining questions. Clear with this? So now you have 2 dedicated chapters, the first chapter and a chapter called Sources of Finance. Generally theory comes from this, and apart from this also, conceptually theory can be tested from any other chapters. Generally from working capital management also, they are testing some theory. So if you're really confident about theory, definitely write it. If not, wait, let about 1 hour 15 minutes, let it pass. Based on this, you will be able to judge whether the question paper is lengthier for you. You might feel that it's lengthier, or you might feel it's easier. Based on what you feel, you can proceed about with this theory question. Clear with this? Right. Now, going to the last part of this particular video, it's about the mental preparation. Now, half the students, fail in CA exams even before they enter into the exam hall. And this is all because of the four-letter word called fear. Now, we all think, we are made to feel that CA is something difficult. CA is something that is, meant only for people who study for 14, 18, 22, 25, 26 hours. Absolutely nothing of that sort. It all depends on how prepared you are with respect to concepts and with respect to your mental preparation. So right now, irrespective of whatever you have prepared, whether you've prepared really well, you have prepared relatively lesser, it really doesn't matter. It's all about how calm you stay for the next 1.5 days and crack this exam. Your past exam, sir, my EIS paper didn't go well, my accounts paper didn't go well, just forget all that. A past is a past. You cannot undo it. Right now, just focus on the last paper that you've got, hit it for a 6, and then just enjoy yourself, because that is going to be your last paper. So work hard right now and party harder later. And mark my words, you guys have put a lot of efforts. There is no way that you guys can fail, because always remember, hard work never fails, right? So on that note, I'm signing off in this particular video. I will see you all in CA final. Thank you all so much, and bye bye.